This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I've already done that.
Oh, that's already been done?
Cut!
This is the story of a man named George. George is a regular person who does regular things and goes to regular places. Things haven't always gone George's way. This has caused George to question humanity. One day, George was thinking to himself and asking deep questions.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Cut!
One day, George was thinking to himself and asking deep questions. He wondered aloud, why am I here? What is the meaning of life? Suddenly,
No one knows! Who are you and how did you get in my house? That's not important. I'm here to help you.
George was perplexed. How did this person get into his house? Why did he say he could answer his questions? However, George wanted to hear answers to his questions, so he got up, dusted himself off, and listened. The man explained that the fact that one existed is what was important. He told George that the way he acted made up his existence. He also said that truth was relative to each person. He said to George, what is true for you is true. There is no universal truth to live by, but eventually you will come to faith. George asked him what he meant by this, so the man told George this parable. Imagine a self-aware banana. It is part of society. In the early stages of its life, it lives in the aesthetic stage. It lives only for entertainment and pleasure. The meaning of its life is completely self-driven. After a while, if the banana grows out of this stage, then it will begin the ethical stage. This is the stage where the banana lives by the law, as well as what it deems right and wrong, creating moral obligations. Finally, if the banana moves out of that stage, it will enter the religious stage. This is where faith comes in. When the banana has moved through all stages and is ready to embrace God. Without the other two stages, accepting religion is a blind and ignorant act. The banana must find its own way.
What kind of parable is that?
Do you want help or not? Good. As I was saying...
George stared in bewilderment, twice in one day, but the stranger reassured him. So the man explained. He told George that the previous person had been incorrect in assuming the existence of a creator.
There is no creator. There is no meaning. We're all dead as soon as we're born.
The stranger said. So he told George a parable.
Imagine a self-aware banana.
Wait,
Said George.
I've already heard this story.
This one is different.
Imagine a self-aware banana. It goes through life believing in an all-powerful God and follows all its religion's rules. Eventually, the banana discovers that there is no meaning in life and that the world is filled with pain and suffering. It despairs because it knows that every banana before it and every banana after it will make the same mistakes over and over again forever and ever. The banana can't face the truth because it causes anguish, so it distracts itself with the arts and puts on a veil. Eventually, the banana embraces the absurdity of life and rises up, becoming emboldened. Now, with the willpower, it can accomplish anything. It is now a super banana.
So we're free to do anything?
Well,
Hi!
George was not surprised anymore. He just wanted answers. The new person said,
In answer to your question, yes, we are free. But not like you think. We are condemned to be free. It's not our choice. Or maybe it is. Whatever. The important thing is, you exist. Existing doesn't mean being alive. It means being aware that you are alive and thinking about the implications it has. Your existence is more important than who you actually are. Your actions make up your essence. You create your own essence. Let me explain through a parable. Imagine a self-aware banana.
Stop. I've already heard that twice already, and it's not even a parable. You're just replacing a human with a banana.
the stranger said,
Let me explain. You want answers, right?
Imagine a self-aware banana. It finds itself in a kitchen full of sharp knives and blenders. The banana witnesses destruction and violence and knows one day it will die. It needs an instruction manual to tell it what to do to live a fulfilling life in the short time it has. However, there is no manual for it. It lives on its own, forced to improvise in a world full of pain and suffering. it will now be free. It doesn't have to live up to expectations, but it can do what it feels is right.
In the same way, you can't blame human nature for anything you do. You're responsible for your actions. Think about that.
George just sat there, staring into space, trying to take it all in. Just then, the last person appears. The man told George one last parable.
Imagine for a moment a regular person.
He works as an employee at an office. He is being instructed by his boss to complete a project by a certain deadline. The employee toils day and night on the project to the point of extreme exhaustion. When he is finished, he turns it in and his boss gives him another project to work on. This goes on for as long as the employee works there. It is unending. His work doesn't mean anything because he is disposable. The employee falls into depression, but the only way to get out of depression is acceptance. Once he accepts the fact that life is meaningless, he can live in the moment, which flows into the next, then the next, then the next, and so on.
So this is my advice to you, George. Live in the moment, and you will live forever. Have a good life.
George kept sitting there, thinking about what everyone had said. He was trying to comprehend the magnitude of their meaning. He wished he could just sit there and contemplate as long as he wanted, but he had things he needed to do in order to succeed. He needed to do well in school, get into college, and have a sustaining career. No, George couldn't stay there. He needed to get moving. So George got up. He studied, went to school, and lived a normal life. He got a job, had a family, and even became prosperous. However, he still felt empty inside. He wasn't fulfilled. He wanted to be happy, but the world offered no comfort. If life was meaningless, then why try at all? George became increasingly frustrated. Life was passing him by. He was growing old. Then, George died. The world, unchanging, uncaring, went on.